Hey, this is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan. Well, big news in vegan news this week. The World Health Organization's report earlier this week proclaiming processed meat a Class 1 carcinogen and red meat a Class 2A carcinogen, probably known to cause cancer to humans. Anyway, all us vegans around the world, I've been seeing the comments on our videos, have been rejoicing like, yes, we've known this. It's about time the rest of the world knows it, gets it thrown in their face through the mass media outlets. Well, I've been watching the reaction of the mass media to this, and as happy as we've been, thinking, oh, finally people are going to understand what we know, what we've been saying. People will finally change. Hearing that you're going to get cancer from eating meat, well, you would think for a rational person cause them to change their ways, but it's been a little disappointing. It's this whole message I'm hearing in the media: moderation, moderation, everything in moderation.
And that there are things you can do to reduce your risk.
Bottom line, your advice?
My bottom line is moderation. As we say with everything.
Are there red meats that are good for you?
Okay. Red meats can be very healthy, again, in moderation.
So these aren't dramatic numbers. They're important. We need to pay attention to them. And it pushes us to something my grandmother always told me: do everything in moderation.
No disrespect in that guy's grandma, but that's got to be one of the lamest excuses I've heard. Why would you moderate something good for you? Should I moderate all the whole food plants, all the bananas and fruits and potatoes? Yeah, I guess I should moderate my blueberries. They're kind of expensive and might get some blue poop, but if I have money and I don't mind blue poop, it's totally cool. I mean, should I moderate the compassion I have for fellow sentient beings? Should I go out and kill a kid or an animal once in a while to keep it all moderate? No, you don't want to moderate healthy, good things. You only want to moderate bad things. If anything, eliminate bad things. I mean, this is stupid. Why should I moderate? Should I just go out and start inhaling asbestos, because that's a Class 1 carcinogen? Should I moderate cigarette smoking? I don't smoke yet, but I should do it in moderation, right? No, you only want to moderate bad things, and that's why it's such a dumb excuse. These guys are pretty much saying, keep on doing these bad things, but don't quit it. It's cool in moderation.
It's more important to have a well-balanced meal than it is one that completely excludes all meats from their diet.
A balanced meal, another key word for moderation. And where's the science behind that a meat diet is better than a vegan diet?
But we clearly need to keep doing what we're doing, which is moderation. The Mediterranean diet by far is the healthiest diet we all can do.
Moderation, moderation. And since when is the Mediterranean diet the best, the healthiest in terms of longevity? Isn't it the Okinawans?
The one population that lives even longer than the Okinawa Japanese don't just eat a 98% meat-free diet, they eat 100% meat-free. The Adventist vegetarians in California, with perhaps the highest life expectancy of any formally described population. 87 and nearly 90 on average. That's like 10 to 14 years longer than the general population.
And then there's those that are saying, hey, despite the overwhelming evidence, let's not do jack.
I think it's reasonable to be mindful of these findings, but I don't think that it's, should warrant an overall change in people's lifestyles at this point.
And then the media is talking to the average man on the street, and they have some pretty interesting things to say too.
Well, nowadays, they always say everything is not good for you.
If you eat anything every day, all day, it's going to make you sick. The guy who did the McDonald's diet the whole time, he ended up getting sick. Well, obviously, he ate it every meal for 30 days straight.
So yeah, I'm seeing a lot of this in the comments too. Oh, throw your hands up in the air. Everything is bad for you. Everything causes cancer. No, that's a bunch of crap. Yeah, sure, McDonald's makes you sick. It's a bunch of processed meat. The Class 1 carcinogen. And if you're to have a 30-day challenge of eating a whole food, plant-based vegan diet, how we eat all the time, there is no sickness. You won't get sick. There is no study, a single study I've yet to see that shows eating that way causes heart disease, cancer, diabetes, stroke, dementia, the list goes on. No, it doesn't. So just don't throw your hands up in the air and say, oh, I give up, everything's bad for you. No, that's just a lame excuse. A whole food, plant-based diet does not make you sick, even if you eat it every day. And the reaction from the National Cattlemen's Beef Association was predictably dumb and hilarious.
Scientific evidence just simply doesn't support a causal link between any type of red or processed meat and any type of cancer.
WTF? Did she even read the report?
but it was definitively shown to be a carcinogen based on 800 studies, thousands of people involved. They reviewed all the evidence, and they really made a definitive stand here.
So yeah, the WHO's announcement earlier this week was huge. It got the whole world talking about the cancer risk from eating processed and red meat. So you would think that might get a few people to start thinking about maybe changing their ways so they don't catch cancer, because obviously most people don't seem to give a crap about animals. People don't seem to give a crap about the environment, about what we're going to hand over to the next generation, how livable it will be. So you think maybe their own personal health, getting cancer, one of the most horrible ways to get sick and die, that might get them to change. But no, the message, just keep eating it, just do it in moderation. You know, should I start smoking asbestos in moderation? I don't understand what it's going to take to get people to wake up. So post your questions and comments down below. What do you think about this? Am I being too negative here, or is there, a positive going to come out of this? Maybe it'll take some time, and this is just the initial inertia from the media, because they're made up by regular people, non-vegan, so of course they're not going to react with open arms to this message of giving up meat. So let me know what you think. Post down below. If you got something out of this video, hit like and subscribe up here or down here if you're new to our channel for more content from me and Angie here at Happy Healthy Vegan. So until next time, guys, keep it carb, guys, and keep it rational.
Bacon and eggs for breakfast is okay because you get protein in it that's going to fill you up throughout the day. Everyone thinks that fat is what makes us fat. And so the Lean Belly prescription, this is about incorporating good fats, lean proteins.
Yeah, but this is not a good
carbs.
fat, dude, right? Bacon is not a good fat.
But